Hey, and welcome back. If it's your first time joining us, we're so glad to have you here. If you're dealing with a tough time, you are in the perfect place.
So grab a cozy seat and join us as we explore the challenges of life together. Armed with friendship, a genuine desire to help, and a bit of laughter along the way. This is Rising from Ash, where every Thursday we tackle a new experience together.
With that, let's get to it.
Hey everyone, welcome back.
Welcome back. My gosh. So I have, I know we've touched on this before with the whole let them, let me kind of thing. The Mel Robbins wrote a whole book on the let them theory. And you missed our previous podcast, go back and check that one out. We just hit on how it is an incredible book. I've also seen mixed reviews online of people, oh, well, she didn't come up with the theory. She literally says in the book how she didn't come up with the theory. It's literally something that kind of resonated with her when her daughter said to let her son do something. And then she kind of went down this rabbit hole and wrote a book about the theory. She didn't say, I created the theory. She said, I did research on this theory.
And this is what
what I take from it. This is my take on it. So if you're interested in checking that one out, you could pretty much wrap it up. If you're somebody who likes stories, read the meat and potatoes in the middle. Otherwise, you could kind of go to the first chapter or two and then to the last chapter or two and pretty much sum up the whole book there. And it's basically let people decide for themselves and stop trying to control everything. And then letting me is the second part where you just have to figure out what you do actually have control over. So lately I've been really struggling with letting them and letting me. And it's something I constantly have to tell myself, like, let them. And it's hard. Like, sometimes it's hard to draw the line of like, when you really, really genuinely with people that you care about, family, friends, whatever, knowing in your heart what you feel is the right thing for them to do, whether it comes to relationships or decisions they're making in their life. It could be job-wise, anything. Like, whatever they're doing, and you really feel like something else would be better for them. How do you not get involved, or how do you stay supportive to somebody when you really don't agree with what they're doing and you really don't think it's right for them, or you see them doing something in a positive way and they start making positive changes and going in the right direction, and then they slip back? How do you accept that and still continue to stay there for them and not become intermeshed with what they're going through? Like, how do you stay separate yet stay available, I guess?
So hold space, maybe?
Yeah, how do you hold space for them yet?
While they figure it out?
Yeah, it's so hard to navigate.
It is. It is hard. I've been there on both sides.
Yeah,
and
I think we all have.
It is. It's hard when you are trying to figure out, is this a good decision for me? Is this not a good decision for me? I don't know. I'm kind of going with it. But at the same time, being on the other side of the coin and having a friend or a family member when you're just like, oh my goodness, and you want to bang their head off the wall, want to shake them and be like, hey, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. This is not a good choice, especially if you've been here and done it, and why are we going down this road again? So I get it. It's hard. It's hard to navigate because you do want to be supportive and be their shoulder for them to cry or lean on.
Yeah, be their support system. Exactly. Whether they need to cry or lean on somebody, let me help hold the load while it's too hard to carry or too heavy to carry, or be the shoulder to cry, etc. Yeah.
But there comes a point too where if it's been multiple times, and I'm sure this has been my support system with my ex, because we had broken up and gotten together
several times,
5 times.
Yeah.
That it's rinse and repeat the same song and dance. And I thought every single time, this is different. It's going to be different. I just got to, work harder or try harder. The competitiveness in me, like, I don't want to fail. So it's like, I will make it work. And, I kept trying and it didn't. And I mean, it should have stopped after the first time. And I'm glad it didn't, for the fact that I have my 3 children now because of it. That's another thing too. You have to figure it out for yourself. And sometimes there are reasons maybe that you go through that. Because if I didn't go through all those 5 times, I wouldn't have 2 of my kids right now. And I wouldn't be the person I am today if I hadn't gone through those 5 times, because with those 5 times, not only came beautiful things, my children, or the struggles, which is where I learn strength and grit. And
see, I have a hard time with that because I feel like there's things that we go through, but you don't have to go through. Like, yes, you find the beauty in ugly situations, but there's other ways to get there. Like, I know I love my children and I would not want any other children other than them. But in all honesty, if I had not known them and I would have got into something healthy, I'd be in a healthier situation in a loving home with children too.
yeah,
And I wouldn't know what I was missing. And yes, they are meant to be here for a reason, but I mean, that's just turning something ugly into something pretty. But at the same time, like, there was another way to get there. I would have had children and it probably would have been in a healthy situation and not in a split home and with a healthy partner. Why rinse and repeat when I could have just walked away the first time?
yeah,
And I'd still be madly in love with my children. And I know it wouldn't be my children, but do you get what I'm saying?
I do.
Like, there's other ways to get there and there's other ways to build character than having to go through something. I don't think, like, I get what you're saying and I would never trade my kids. I love my children beyond measure,
Right.
But I feel like there's other ways I would have had kids and loved them beyond measure too.
I've often thought,
you know what I mean?
When I was going through all that, like, how come, not like a woe is me, but like, how come some people, it seems like, I mean, there's highlight reels, but how come it seems like they've had like the easy road, or they've had healthy relationships, or, back in high school, they were on the sports team and they were popular and now they're in a perfect marriage. I mean, obviously there's stuff behind the scenes that we don't see,
but some it's not as pretty as it looks.
But I mean,
paper,
are they been married for 20 years and they're happy and they, do things as a family and they love each other and, all
maybe they grew up and they seen healthy relationships. Maybe. And they didn't have to recover from anything that they grew up through in childhood. Maybe they had a good idea of what a relationship and what love looked like, and they recognized it the minute they came in contact with it. And other people have healing to do, and they accept things that aren't love as love. Maybe some people didn't get attention, or they were in a huge family and there were tons of kids. And to get any attention at all, they associated that with love because it was attention. It wasn't love, it was attention.
Right.
And they accepted breadcrumbs. Maybe that's why some people have it all right, or quote unquote, have it all right away, because they didn't have to do any healing before finding love. Because they were ready for it.
They attracted what they grew up
with. They knew what love was and they attracted love.
That makes sense.
And maybe some other people had healing to do and they attracted where they were at. And that was other broken people. And it's hard too when you're empathetic and you fall in love with potential rather than what you see. That makes it hard too.
It does.
There's a silver lining, and you do have to focus on that and turn any struggle into strength for sure, because any struggles we have been do make our strength. And I think some people are given more to handle in life, not necessarily because they deserve it, but because they're strong enough to handle it.
I'm tired of being strong.
I know it is. It sucks. I think some people are strong enough to handle it. It's a part of our coping mechanism too. I think we just, as a society, like to pride people on how strong they are and focus on that rather than the whole weak side of things. We just focus on the strength, and we have to turn things into that. But you really would be so depressed, and everybody would be depressed if we just focused on all the negative. So you have to turn things, twist them around into something positive.
But we can't acknowledge the shit.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it does make you stronger to a way. And it's not to say that it doesn't strengthen you, because it does. And everything I've been through has definitely strengthened me. And it's built my character and who I am. However, I think my character could have been built in different ways. And I still would have been the same person I am today.
I agree.
I think that my heart is, I am who I am. And it would have been, there's no way that I wouldn't be a loving, caring person and empathetic the way that I am, no matter what my childhood or my adulthood looked like.
Right.
I think I still would be the same person I am, but I don't think my character had to be built in the way it was. And I think I still would have been the same person I am today. I don't think I had to go through those terrible relationships I went through in order to have a loving family and loving children. I think I potentially could have found the right person sooner and had loving children with the right person, if I would have stopped accepting less than what I deserved and calling it love and calling it strength and calling it character and making excuses for others, rather than really looking inside and going, no, I deserve more.
Right.
and not accepting the bare minimum and accepting crap and saying, oh, well, I deserve this deep down, because I did. I internalized a lot. And I really believed that I deserved the treatment that I got. You know, what I received, I deserved that.
Right.
And
Because I must have done something wrong.
I did something wrong
to deserve this. I felt the same way.
I always, quote unquote, did something wrong. It was always my fault. It was never the other person's fault.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I feel that way?
And then you start questioning, did I really do something wrong? When you feel like you have been positive and giving and doing all the right things and self-sacrificing and all that, only to be told that it's your fault and
you did something wrong.
Yeah, it's because of you.
Mm-hmm. So how do you not internalize that? But then that's the love that you attract, because I feel like I'm not at that after time. It's like I'm not deserving of an easy love, of a simple love.
Right. It's based on performance.
Yeah, based on performance, and I don't recognize love for what it should be. So those people that you say back in the day ended up in these good relationships, etc. You know, yeah, because they knew their worth. They seen it. They were told that they were worthy, or they really believed it. Because some of us can be told we're worthy when we're younger and not believe it, but
right.
They believed it.
Right.
They seen it. They seen it in those around them. They gave somebody a chance in a relationship. They didn't treat them right the first time, and they walked away, and they didn't look back.
Right.
They didn't fall in love with potential. They didn't self-sacrifice and internalize and go, oh, well, maybe I deserve that. Let me try again to chew the same piece of gum and see if it's got more flavor. Nah, I spit it out for a reason. It was losing its flavor. Why go back? You wouldn't pick gum up off the street and start chewing it, would you?
Nope.
So why go back? Why go back and chew another piece of gum that's on the ground? Get a fresh piece and move on. Some gum doesn't lose its flavor. Same with relationships and stuff. So it's so hard to see, you know, relationships, or like I said, jobs, etc., where somebody should live, what they should do, whatever you see is in the best interest of them. So especially when it comes to like relationships and stuff, I've had friends in that who I know in my heart, I truly feel like they're making, if they choose certain things, it's going to be a bad decision. And I feel like they should go one way, but their heart is in it and mine is not. So it's so easy from the sidelines to look and be like, all right, you know, like the coach, like, here, this is what the play is. I need you to do this, this, and this, and this. And then we're going to get a goal, you know, or whatever. Like, this is how we got to do it, or this is how we're going to score. But being on the field, you see something different, or your heart's in it, or you don't see the opening that I see from looking below. Like, no, there's an opening right here, but you don't see it.
Right.
But I know if you would have done it this way, if you do it this way, you're sure to win. But from where you're standing, it looks different.
Right.
So like, how am I supposed to tell you? Because maybe you have another way to go about it and you're still going to win. I don't know. I don't have all the answers, but it's so hard when you're like, there's an easier way to do it. You don't have to break your own heart in order to get there. You don't have to rinse and repeat. You don't have to constantly break your own heart to get to.
It doesn't always have to be hard.
It doesn't have to be hard. You don't have to choose the hard way. You don't have to go through heartbreak to get those things, you know, to get babies. There's other ways to do it and to have a happy outcome. You'll still have that family, but maybe it wouldn't have hurt so bad to get there if you would have just done it a different way.
Right.
And it's not to say we regret our kids at all. It's not to say, because Lord knows they are my life.
Yep.
My babies are my life. I wouldn't blink twice. You are the kids. One of you got to go. Take me.
Yep.
That's it. Boom. Not a thought. Not a second. I wouldn't need a millisecond to me. Take me. You know, like, because they are my life. Without them, my life, it would feel meaningless. They are my life. I love my children, but I think that I could have gotten there in another way, in a loving way.
Yeah.
You know, I could have had children, and maybe even more, if I were in a loving relationship where I felt that I was worth it from the jump, and I didn't settle for less.
And try to prove your worth.
And try to prove my worth. You know, it's so sad that girls, maybe guys do too. I don't know, but I know maybe any of you out there, but I know a lot of girls I've talked to. It's stupid. Like, would you love me if I had one leg and I hopped around like this? Yes, I'd love you. Like, we ask the dumbest questions, but it's, a woman wants to know. And sometimes I think it's almost like we self-sabotage, or maybe not all. Maybe it's just if we've been in like toxic relationships in the past, but it's almost like self-sabotaging, because you want somebody to tell you and make you feel like, I'm worth it.
I'm chosen.
I'm chosen. You want somebody not to say, here, I'll hold the door for you. Like, oh, well, you don't have to stay if you don't want to.
Oh, you can take her. Oh,
yeah, you can take her. You're not
going anywhere.
Like, so, yeah, you can take her. Go for it. Or, oh, yeah, here. Well, you don't have to stay. Nobody's making you stay. You could leave if you wanted. Well, no shit, I can leave if I want to. I got free will. That's not the point.
Right.
I know I can leave. I want you to tell me not to leave. I don't want you to barricade me in. I want to know I have free will.
I want to know I matter.
Yeah. And you could leave if you want to. Absolutely. But I don't want you to go. I want you to stay. I choose you. I love you. You're worth it. You're lovable.
You're enough.
You're enough the way you are. And I think that's part of this whole healing thing too, is like realizing you have to find that love within yourself and love yourself enough to be like, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks or if you're not worthy enough to them. And I've said this before, you are a diamond. And I'm sure I've said this in another podcast, but genuinely, just because somebody else prefers rubies over diamonds doesn't make a diamond less valuable. You just have to wait till go find a ruby then. Right. But I'm a diamond and I am worthy of what a diamond's worth. And you just need to find that person who recognizes your worth and values you for what you are. Mm-hmm. You don't have to disguise yourself, paint yourself red and try to pretend you're a ruby for somebody else to love you. Because you're lovable the way that you are.
Change yourself to fit in somebody else's mold.
Yes.
I've done that before. And
oh my gosh. And that's no way to live anyway.
No.
That's so stressful. And then you're walking on eggshells. You feel like you got something to prove. You can never be your true self. You can never let your guard down. You can never unpack your suitcase. So it's just knowing your own worth. And I think it's so hard when you love somebody, you have a friend or family, etc., and you care about them and you see that their worth isn't being seen and you value them for the diamond they are. You value them. You know how much they're worth and you know they're worthy of love and you know that they're enough and you know all these great things about them and that they should be the one on this pedestal. Like they are worthy. They are enough as they are. They are lovable and perfect just the way they are because you love them for that. Right. You see that you're like, I love you, man. You were so worth it. You have nothing to prove. You were freaking lovable. Your bad qualities, your good qualities, on your worst days, on your best days, I love you just the same.
Right.
Because I see your worth.
Right.
And I wish you've seen it. Because you would not be accepting what you're getting right now if you've seen yourself the way that I fucking see you. And it sucks. So it's that whole free will people have and letting them, but like seeing that worth in them and then seeing what they're going through and knowing in your heart, truly feeling like it's not right for them. Right. And having to sit back and watch them break their own heart and not see their worth. I think that's the hardest part is knowing how much worth they hold and knowing that the person that they're talking to or the situation they're putting themselves in or the job they're taking or the place they're moving, like it doesn't match the worth that they have. It doesn't match like
what they deserve
or what you feel like they deserve and they should be doing. Like if they seen you themselves the way that you do, they never would for a minute accept that or make that move.
It's getting to that point as that person to see your own worth. And it's how to get to that point when you've been in such traumatic or toxic relationships for so long that your self-worth has been chipped away so deeply and cut so deeply, and other people's voices are constantly in your head, even though you're trying to erase their voices and find and establish your own voice to make yourself feel worthy enough, because you are, like you said. But it takes time, especially depending on how long that programming has been in your head. It could take years. It's hard.
It takes time to reprogram that voice in your head for sure. But I think people are so afraid to have to face those voices in their head. They distract themselves with other things and they never actually do the work.
Yeah.
It's almost like you get addicted to being sad or being told you're not enough. It's like, I don't feel like I'm enough. So when somebody else proves to me that I am not enough, it just like reiterates what I already believe. So almost like somebody telling me I'm right, that I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy of love. And when I'm not loved, it's like, I told you weren't, idiot. You know you're not worthy of this. So then it's like constantly breaking my own heart. And I'm in this cycle of not feeling enough and then be proven that I'm not enough. And then having to feel like I have to prove that I am enough, even though I don't think I am enough. So I'm self-sabotaging. Like, I don't think I'm enough, but I want you to tell me I'm enough because I don't think I'm enough. But if you tell me I'm not enough, then that reiterates that, yeah, I'm not enough. And I knew that it solidifies that I already felt that way, but I wanted you to prove to me that I wasn't. I wanted somebody to step in and tell me, what the hell are you talking about? You are worthy.
Right.
I want somebody to prove me wrong.
Right.
But when they prove me right, it just solidifies again.
Right.
But I want them to prove me wrong and be like, nah, you are enough. You are worthy. But
we need the external validation.
I need that validation to tell me that I'm enough, because internally, I love the person I am. I know I have a good heart, but I don't
feel enough. Because track record shows
that I'm not.
You haven't been.
Track record says.
Survey says.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. The survey says.
You're
ding,
not
ding,
enough.
ding. I knew it. Good answer. No, different one. But, but
it's so true.
It is. So it's hard being on the outside looking in and seeing a friend in that situation and knowing they are, and then not seeing that, and then them continuing to accept table scraps when they deserve the damn plate. They deserve a seat at the table, not the scraps afterwards.
Yeah.
That's hard. So how do you navigate that? How do you, I know it's let them, let me, but how do you guys let someone without becoming emotionally invested?
Right.
When it's somebody you care about.
And you've supported them, and then if they go back and make the same decision that you've already supported them.
Shit-cision.
Yeah, that would.
The same shit-cision. That's a good one. It's a new word. Coin that one.
Yeah, I mean,
make some shit-cisions, man.
That was a slip of the tongue, but I mean,
it makes sense in this situation. Yeah.
But if they go back and make the same decision that they did before, and you already helped them through it, it's like, we've already been here. We've already done this. I'm getting exhausted supporting you through these choices. What do you do?
Yeah.
What do you do?
It's hard. I mean, I think that's where you have to draw like that. Let them. Then the let me part is, can I continuously handle this, or do I need to step away from it?
Right.
But there's certain people in your life you just really don't want to step away from because you love them so much and you care about them and you don't want to step away. You're like, but I want to be supportive, even though you're an idiot.
What do I do?
You're my idiot.
You're my idiot, and I love you. But
please see
make it a little bit easier on me, because it's hard watching you go through shit.
Yeah, and it is. It's hard watching those you love go through things. And I know that the real answer is just like, you just have to let them, and you have to sit back and you have to focus on yourself and worry about yourself and do what you have to do mentally to keep yourself in a good spot, and choose whether or not to continue to stay by their side. It does hurt, and it does suck when you see somebody you care about and you wish that you can make those decisions for them.
Yeah.
Or like I tell you, beat their head off a wall.
Right.
Sometimes.
Shake them.
Shake
Shake
some sense and do them. Yeah. And it's hard because I see it from both sides, because I'm also the one in those shoes sometimes, in that same position where I'm like, I don't see my worth and I will accept bare minimum. And I've had people on the outside looking in various relationships or places in my life going, what are you doing? Hello. This isn't love. Hello. Wake up. Open your eyes. You deserve more. But when you're in it, it's so hard because you don't see it that way.
Mm-mm.
And you're accepting what you think love is. And then, you can love somebody but not be meant to be with them. You can love someone, you can care about them, you can see the best in somebody, but it doesn't mean that they're the best for you. I've loved people who didn't deserve my love. It doesn't mean I was meant to be with them. It didn't mean I didn't love them. I still love them. Some of them I still love.
Right.
But I wasn't meant to be with them.
And there's no handbook. So it's like, how do you know?
How do you know?
How do you navigate?
I think a big part of trying to navigate and how do you know is being completely honest with ourselves and not gaslighting ourselves and manipulating our own selves into turning nothing into something, like not making, what do they say, mount out of a molehill. Yeah. Like instead of looking at this person and building them up to something more than they really are, take it for what it is. Stop falling in love with potential. Stop seeing the potential in people and see what they're showing you. Stop ignoring what they're showing you and believing what you want. Stop falling in love with potential and see what they show you. Listen to what they're showing you. Actions speak louder than words. What are they showing you? Not what are they planning to do? What are they doing? Because we've all got a plan. How many of us follow through?
Right. Lots of people have goals.
Yeah. And I told you before, like potential, shoot. We've all got potential, You got the potential to be a surgeon. Everybody's got potential, but does it mean you're going to do it? No, most likely not. You could, because the potential's there. Potential is literally a word. That's all it is, unless you turn it into something.
And put the action behind it.
Mm-hmm. Just like a sorry means nothing without action following it. A sorry is just a word unless action follows it. Potential is just a word unless there's action following it.
And you can't want it more for somebody else than they want it for themselves. So,
So it's like sitting back and, I guess, accepting where the people are and just continuing to support them. And if you can't, I guess having to step away from that and just I guess I just get quiet and try to be like a person to support them, somebody to lean on, somebody to listen, not to always give advice, just to listen when somebody needs to talk, and being there for them and just holding space for them when they need it. Because sometimes it's all somebody needs to come up with the answers on their own. It just sucks when
you know the answers.
when you really feel like you know them, even if you don't, when you really feel like you know them, and you have to watch somebody you love, it breaks your heart to watch them break their heart.
Yeah.
And that sucks. Like, what can you do? Does anybody know?
So have you ever experienced this, whether you've been on the side of being supportive to somebody who's been making decisions that you don't necessarily agree with, or maybe you've been in the shoes of the person who has been making those decisions and you have somebody supporting you and they don't necessarily agree with your decisions? How have you handled that? How have you navigated that? Share below.
We really appreciate you spending your time with us today. Hopefully something resonated with you.
We can't wait to have you back next week. Until then, take care of yourself and always remember, it's never too late to start healing.
Just a friendly reminder, we are not professionals. If you or someone you know needs help, we encourage you to check out the professional services we have linked below.